Hi guys, welcome back to one of my vlogs. So today I'm going to be going over some of the best films of 2017 as the year is coming quite to a close. I have seen a lot of movies this year, and there is another video where I'll be talking about all of the films that I've seen this year, so that'll be around. But in this video specifically, I'm going to look at what some of the top 10 best and the top 10 worst films were, in my opinion, of films that are released in the UK. So the rules of this are simple. I just choose any film that was released in the UK from January early this year. So films like La La Land and Jackie do count in the UK as 2017 films, whereas some of the Oscar bait-worthy films that are in the US right now won't count towards this. But I think we'll get this through now. So there's a lot of films that I went through to get this list, but I narrowed it down to 10, and I think I'll just have to read them out. So number 10 we have Atomic Blonde, which is Charlize Theron and James McAvoy, set around the Berlin Wall at the time that it was falling down. I love this film. Okay, I love the just both the lighting aesthetics, the main story seemed to work well, and who could forget that Steadicam shot? Like, that's 10 whole minutes of one long take. I take a great guarantee for that. Well done to the creators on that part. I really like that. So yeah, that's number 10, Atomic Blonde. Yeah, not much more I could say about it apart from that's all the reason to see it. Really, just all of that. So at number 9 I put my film Detroit, which is the newest one by Catherine Bigelow with John Boyega and Will Poulter. Set around the time of the 1960s, Detroit is sort of its racial discrimination kind of thing, and people are all held up in a hotel. And John Boyega, by Will Poulter as a cop. John Boyega pulls off a good role as well, and his role is Melvin, and Will Poulter, it's the way he captures that anger first in the cop. Like, we know that none of the world is like that today, but you see how different it is, just how that film is, and that's what really caught me with it. Like, I came out the film with that good amount of satisfaction after I'd seen it, and yeah, it was worth seeing. So number 8 on the list, I put It, Stephen King's It. Yeah, not much more I need to say about that. I mean, that's going on a lot of people's top 10 lists. It was a really good Stephen King adaptation. Because I've seen a fair few. I've seen The Shining, Green Mile, they're all good, but it's good to see an even better one. It was originally done as a TV film back in the 80s with Tim Curry, but Bill Skarsgård was just excellent as Pennywise. No, those child actors have good careers ahead of them, fingers crossed. We can see them again in the sequel when that comes around. Yeah, I think that's all I can say about it, really. Do enjoy it. So number 7 on my list, I put one of the films that was kind of it wasn't really that well known across the UK. It was released in the US back in the summer, and it was kind of heavily advertised at San Diego Comic Con, and that's Briggs Me Bear. So it's a story of a person whose favourite program was a fictional television show called Briggs Me Bear, and the show abruptly comes to an end earlier on in the film, but he still wants to. The character played by James, played by Cal Mooney, learns that Briggs Me Bear was sort of a unique thing that was only made for him, but he wants to make it more public. So he makes some friends in the outside world and starts making a movie out of Briggs Me Bear to hopefully bring it with some more public recognition. It was a very moving film. I honestly could not find anything disappointing about the film. You had a great cast lineup. You had Kyle Mooney, Mark Hamill, Jane Addams, Greg Kinnear, Claire Danes. Like, it was a good selection of cast. I'm surprised this film was barely known across the UK, because I discovered it in the summer, and I realised it wasn't coming out here until December, but I decided to wait, and honestly I came out of that film with I was satisfied the rest of the day with that. It's one of those things that makes you find such a great film. So number 6 on my list, I put Blade Runner 2049. Now, I didn't see Blade Runner until September of this year, right before Blade Runner 2049 came out. I had the Blu-ray, but I still hadn't got around to actually watching it. Then one of the cinemas was playing on the big screen, so I decided I'm going to go see that. And I really liked the final cut of Blade Runner, and that got me really hyped for Blade Runner 2049. So I had it in the side then, I'm thinking maybe I'll go see it, maybe I won't. But after seeing that, the final cut made me really excited to go see this new one, and it was a very, very great film. Like, I was the thing's 2 hours 40 minutes, but it does not feel that long. It feels a lot shorter than 2 hours 40 minutes. And when it ended, I wanted it to keep going. I didn't want it to end just there. And Ryan Gosling pulls off the excellent performance of Kate. Got to outdo his definitely outdoes his La La Land performance in my opinion. I can't really guarantee with that. I can't really put that down so well. Like, I liked his performance in that miles better than I did in La La Land. So it shows that he can be two different kind of actor at once. Like, he can be the one in the cheery, dancey film, but then also be the serious one and the sci-fi-esque awesomeness. With Harrison Ford's also back as Rick Deckard, and I've got to admit that was a great film. So at number 5 on my list, I put Wonder Woman. So for the first time, DC actually did an excellent job. You know, I wasn't too bad of a hater of Batman v Superman. I rather like that film. Like, I watched the extended cut and I really like it. Suicide Squad I couldn't care less about. Man of Steel I kind of forgotten half what happened in it, but I'll probably come back to that. But Wonder Woman was that point when they finally got the film going well, like with Patty Jenkins as well. Patty Jenkins just excellent direction. Gal Gadot was like, she's one of the best things about Batman v Superman. So it was so good they put her with a film before they put everyone else. I can guarantee you with that, like, having found so much enjoyment out of this film, because I'm not one of those massive Marvel nerds who decides, oh yeah, I'm only watching the Marvels now. I'm not watching any more DC. No, I watched this film and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I think anyone else should do that as well, because that's how great Wonder Woman was. Like, and like I said, you had Chris Pine added to the cast as well. He was excellent, and Ewan Bremner even appears as Drunk Scott, which is great. It's the first of 2 films on this list that has him in, so you'll see the other one later on in the video. And yeah, just again, Wonder Woman. It's just one of the best one for DC fans. Like, it's a very satisfying film, and was worth the watch. Okay, so number 4 on my list. Some people are probably not going to agree with this, but I'm putting Star Wars: The Last Jedi down. Yeah, I like some films better than that. Star Wars is one of my favourite franchises, but it's not my favourite film of the year. That's what it has to be. It was a great film. I honestly think it was a great film. I don't get most of the hate that people are getting. Well, there's like some of it I get the hate for the Finn and Rose side story, because that just kind of seemed forced in. And I understood why people were hating the Porgs. Like, I didn't mind them too much myself, but it's there. They're sort of there. And I found out the reason they were there was to cover up puffins that were on the island, so it makes sense as to why Rian Johnson put those in there. But there were some other things that kind of frustrated fans. I saw some of the other things that were frustrating fans in the film, but I don't see the thing with fans saying, "Oh yeah, remove episode 8 from canon, delay episode 9." No, keep it as it is. The film was actually very good and was worth seeing. I really think people should go see it again, because people are whining about it, saying it's awful. It's not awful. It's actually really good. I don't see what you're getting out of this, but honestly, yeah, Last Jedi was honestly it is worth it. Yeah, just because theories weren't true or anything like that doesn't mean it's not fictional. But that's what I can say about the film, because I've seen it 3 times now already. Once in 2D, once in 3D, once in 4D, and I've loved it. So that's what I can say. Okay, now at number 3 we have Edgar Wright's newest film, Baby Driver. Gotta be one of the most fantastic films I've ever seen. Like, Edgar Wright is one of those directors who just can never go wrong. Like, he did Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and they're all really good films. And it's good to see that he's coming with another one with Baby Driver. So you have Ansel Elgort who plays Baby, who's a driver. He always uses music to drown out the noise. He works for his crime lord boss, he works as the driver of the vehicle. So he's in charge of getting the criminals to the places and getting them out of there, like they're gang members or whatever they are, who are hired for the jobs. And you have Jamie Foxx as one of them, and they're all excellent. Like, the film is well directed, well edited, well shot. Honestly, Edgar Wright, you can never go wrong with what you've done, and you never failed to let me down for a good film. That's what I can say. Okay, so number 2, I get what was probably the most hyped film earlier in the year for me, and that is T2 Trainspotting. I love Trainspotting, and I got even more hyped for T2 Trainspotting, and I'm so glad that Danny Boyle delivered with this. I did not think, because the film was only shot around the space of about 9 months and released in the space of that time, and Danny Boyle, you've never felt us down. All the original cast come back minus Kevin McKidd. You had Ewan McGregor, Ewan Bremner, Robert Carlyle, Johnny Lee Miller, and Kelly MacDonald. They all came back for their roles. Then you have newcomer Angela Nedyalkova for Veronica, and it's like a reunion. You think it's just going to be a full reunion on screen. It goes well beyond that, because you dive further into the characters' stories, like what they've been up to in the past 20 years. You know, they've moved on from what they've done. Like, Begbie's in prison, Renton's been in Amsterdam for that long length of time. Spud's still a junkie, and Simon's kind of just gone. Simon's kind of become a businessman himself. Like, he was kind of becoming one at the end of the last one. That's kind of been him over that time. And while Diane's just gone and lived off her life and just become I think she's some sort of lawyer at that point in the film. Now you have to check that out to get that point. But T2 Trainspotting's got very recommended. Like, I even went to see Trainspotting itself in the cinema as well earlier in the year, so it was good to see both of those right on the big screen. Definitely worth a chance. And to be honest, if you haven't seen T2 Trainspotting, you really need to, because I honestly, it's one of those films that you went into, and you came out of it with just that satisfaction. You know, like, I love this film. I want to see it again, because I've watched it several times on Blu-ray since it came out. So now, before we reach our number one spot, I'm going to have to go through a few honourable mentions, because I went through quite a bit of a run through to try and narrow down these 10 films. And there's a few I had to leave off the list, but I really want to just, you know, mention this video. So I've got there's Jackie with Natalie Portman in, and The Limehouse Golem with Bill Nighy. That was fantastic. And Battle of the Sexes with Emma Stone and Steve Carell, and I have to admit, Patriots Day with Mark Wahlberg depicting the Boston Marathon bombs. I just can't get down how great these ones were. And the final one is A Monster Calls. I just can't get off how good those films were as well, but unfortunately didn't manage to make my top 10 list. So what could be the number one film? The number one film, I put Dunkirk by Nolan. I went into that with excitement, because Nolan's a great director. Like, pretty much everything he touches is just fantastic. Like the Dark Knight trilogy, that's always such a relief, and you've got Interstellar, Inception, and all that, and they're all great films, and Nolan never fails again to make a great film. It's very accurate to it being a Dunkirk film. You have the three sides to the story. You have the airplane battle, the airplane dogfight, you have the little ships and Mr. Dawson and that, and then you have the beach base, which of course raised popularity because it turns out Harry Styles was part of that across some people, but Kenneth Branagh is even in that as well, and he pulls off an excellent performance as a general in that role, as like he's in charge of helping assist with the evacuation. That role's fantastic. Just the marks of the parts of everyone involved, like the fact that the whole film doesn't take place at the same time. It takes place sort of the beach takes place across about 24 hours or something like that, while the little ship and the planes take place on the same day, though the little ship thing with Mr. Dawson, that kind of leaves earlier on, while the planes are sort of in the air at that point. You have just other cast members. You have Tom Hardy in the planes, you have Cillian Murphy on the boat, on the little ships. It's a fantastic film, Dunkirk, and it honestly was worth checking out. Christopher Nolan just didn't go on. I think he tried to make it as well as possible as he could, and you can't go wrong for it. Like the guy, he just does such an excellent job at doing Dunkirk, and that's what I give him credit for. Right, so to top off my top 10 films of the year, of best films of the year released in UK cinemas, in number 10 we have Atomic Blonde. In number 9 we have Detroit. In spot number 8 we have It. In number 7 we have Briggs Me Bear. In number 6, Blade Runner 2049. In number 5, Wonder Woman. Number 4, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Number 3, Baby Driver. Number 2, T2 Trainspotting. And number 1, Dunkirk. So that's my opinion on my top 10 best films of the year. I'll be uploading next my top 10 worst films of the year, so do keep your eyes open for that. But in the meantime, do like on this video, comment and subscribe, and also in the comments if you want, leave me your top 10 best films of the year, and so I can see if you share the same opinion as me. I'll see you next time, guys.